An incredibly exciting time to be playing Aether right now. We are absolutely cooking as we have version 2.1 going to be releasing here in the next several hours. It should be about 4 a.m. EST my time tomorrow. Now I'm wanting to go live for this, but I'm probably not going to be going live as soon as it drops. Not to mention, we're probably going to get an extended maintenance because that is part of the course. So I will be going live, probably not as soon as it drops, but certainly shortly after. So you could be looking out for that, and I'll probably have it scheduled. But for version 2.1, we're going to be having Gung Chen. We're also going to be having her Gacha outfit skin, and we're going to be having Lulang probably drop about a week afterwards because light tier should be dropping in the standard banner on the 20th, and then he goes away on the 26th. So then that's when I believe that Lulang will have her standard banner up as well as her limited up drop rate banner up. But with that being said, there's a lot dropping, right? There's a lot happening because they condense everything and are doing it differently than what they did on the CN side. With that being said, people are now confused on where they should be pulling, if they should be pulling for Gung Chen, if they should be pulling for the skin and then maybe pull for Gung Chen later on, or should they be pulling for Lulang? What should they do? Because we were not expecting or anticipating this condensed time frame that we're on right now, and premium currencies are shaking at the moment. So with that being said, I wanted to do this video to give you my recommendation, my advice, my 2 cents for my free-to-play players, new players, light spenders, just to point you in the right direction, right? Maybe you're on the fence, maybe tilt you to one side, and then you can definitely take a look at your account and then do what you want to do, right? So I do hope this video brings you some value. I do hope you enjoy. Let's go ahead and hop straight into it. Really quickly though, before we do, I did want to mention that I've seen everything that revolves around Espazembo, and all I will say is that that modifier is my most excited modifier to date. That is the modifier that I'm waiting for. She is main day 1 frame 1. I think she looks incredible. I think what they did with her is incredible. Now, I understand there's some discrepancies and arguments going around the community that her design is not that great and she took a lot of inspiration elsewhere, which is indeed the case. She did, but what I will say is that she's certainly her own character and she has her own uniqueness, and that I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to be doing any content on her at the moment because she's still in beta and I want to stay on the good side of Yongxi and Yostar and not get in trouble. So I'm holding off on that, but it is very difficult for me to hold off on that because I want to talk about what she has going on. But unfortunately, I have to wait. But I'm incredibly excited about that modifier. Probably going to be the modifier that I main completely 100%. Purely off of gameplay and what I've seen. But anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead and talk about version 2.1. Let's talk about Gung Chen, the skin. Let's talk about Lulang. So what should you do, right? That's what you came here for. That's what you clicked the video on. I think you should pull Gung Chen. Black and white, plain and simple. That is my recommendation. I think Gung Chen is the absolute priority when it comes to this, and then her signature functor. I think those are the things that you should be really focusing on and prioritizing. Now, where do things deviate, right? Where does it become a different circumstance or story, or where does it get a little nuanced when we talk about Lulang? Well, I think you only pull Lulang if you really love that modifier, which goes for Aether as a whole, right? You pull the modifiers that you truly enjoy. That's all that really matters in this game. But I think you pull for her if you really love her, you adore her way more than you do Gung Chen, and you're also, caveat, trying to complete that Thor Aucer team. If you're trying to complete that team and make it as strong as possible, then Lulang is an absolute must pick up, right? Not only is she valuable in that team, but she's a very strong modifier in of herself, but also for other modifiers she's very valuable for, you know, Meng Zheng, Enlil, just to name a few, Ying Zhao in the future when that comes up. So that is where Lulang becomes a priority for you, is if you love her, you truly adore her, and you want to complete that team and you want her to be beneficial for other modifiers, then that's going to be the case. The other thing that I did want to mention as well is that she's going to have a standard banner. So you can most certainly use your standard tickets and save your limited up drop rate for Gung Chen or future limited up drop rate modifiers that are only in that banner. So you can, you know, save standard tickets and pull her on the standard banner and be good to go, right? But once again, if that is not the case for you and you're on the fence and you're not sure what to do, Lulang or Gung Chen, you love them both, but you can only get one, certainly Gung Chen, right? Because Gung Chen is going to be not only the more valuable modifier universally for more teams, in my opinion, she's also going to be just more beneficial as a whole. I think from a sub DPS standpoint, she's going to be incredibly strong. But also, if you pick up her signature functor, what she's able to do for the other Tianhua modifiers that are coming out in the future is just too good. And she also completes that Ling Wang Jin Wu team that we talked about before, and that team is incredibly strong. Now the Thor Osiris team with Lulang and Oster Glow Up is top 3 team in CN right now. They're very, very strong. That team is incredible. But the Lingwang, Jinwoo, Gung Chen team's incredibly strong as well. And then once again, Gung Chen with the other Tianhua modifiers with the signature functor. It's just absurd, right? It's just incredibly absurd. And she's more versatile and flexible, I should say. Not as niche as Lulang. Lulang is pretty flexible and versatile, but not as much as Gung Chen, right? So that is my recommendation. You pick up Gung Chen, you pick up her signature functor. Now, what about the skin, right? I've seen a strat going around where you can get the skin right now, and then you can wait for Gung Chen rerun and then pick up Gung Chen at that time. You know, that's if, of course, you don't have enough premium currency to do both, right? You can only do one or the other, and that's a viable strat, right? It's not a recommended strat that I would, you know, provide you, but it is a strat that you can employ and take advantage of if you want to, if you have the patience, because you have to remember Gung Chen rerun, at least on CN, didn't come until about 2.9, like right now with Ji Ming out on CN. That is when Gung Chen came back around, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a long time to hold off, you know, have the skin secured, right? You got the skin secured, but you don't have the modifier, so you're waiting however long that is to get the modifier to then finally put the skin on. I think, you know, the skin is great, right? The skin is fantastic, and when you pull on that gacha, you get other resources and great things as well, so it's not a complete waste. But I just think it's backwards thinking and logic to pull the skin but not have the modifier to use it for, and you have to wait, and you wait all this time to then pull the modifier to then use them with the skin. I think it's just a very weird way to go about it. Once again, it's a viable strat if you have the patience to do that. But my recommendation is just pull the modifier, have fun with the modifier, and then hope that Yostar Yongshi in the future drop the gacha skin again at some point in time. Now they haven't, if I'm not mistaken, they haven't on the CN side yet to date. But you know, who knows? Maybe they will. It's a great skin, but I don't think skins should be priority over the actual modifier themselves. Now what I will say is I believe the gacha skin event's going to be out until about March 12th. So you do have time, albeit not a whole lot of time, but I think with all the events that are dropping and everything, you know, all the premium currency that you could possibly pick up, it might be feasible for you to actually go ahead and do that, and maybe you get lucky, right? Who knows? But I definitely think that you should always prioritize the modifiers over any type of skin in the game, no matter how good it is, right? That is just my opinion. Also, they're going to have very nice swimsuit skins that are going to come out in the future that you can look forward to, that are going to be very good for Gung Chen and other modifiers. So you can look forward to that. I don't think it's a must, but it is a great skin. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Those are my 2 cents, my advice on what you should be doing when it comes to your pulls, where you should be spending your premium currency, and how you should be going about your account. But once again, it's your account. You do what you want to do. Don't let anybody tell you how to play the game. It is completely up to you, and you can do whatever you want. But I just like to give my advice because I know some people want to hear my thoughts on the matter, and hopefully it points you in the right direction. Once again, we will be going live for version 2.1. We'll be doing our pulls. We'll be doing team building. You can ask me any questions. We'll be building up and testing Gung Chen as a main DPS, so it should be a really good time. It should be a lot of fun, and I'll probably get that scheduled for you. I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. I don't think there was anything else that I missed in today's video, so if there is, or if you have any you know, extra questions, go ahead and ask me in the comments down below. Thank you guys for all the support. I do truly appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name's Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all next one. Bye guys.